Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is our new YouTube channel we have opened in order to share our trainings, webinars, which we have done so far, but in a little bit more user-friendly form, which means that we would like to create shorter sessions, a little bit more narrow in topic, and we'll share them online so that you can watch and hopefully learn something at a pace and time that is the best suitable to you. What we start with today is Horizon Europe. We start with work programs because draft work programs were published a week ago. And these work programs give us an amazing opportunity to get ready for all the calls that are going to be open in the next 2 years. So it's a good idea to get ready on time. And this is the purpose of our first 3 sessions. We are going to talk about what are the work programs, why are they so valuable, what can you learn from them, how to decide what kind of call for proposal to choose, and where to get an inspiration in order to write really good and competitive project. Because what needs to be quite clear at the very beginning, Horizon Europe is an amazing program. It gives you great opportunities, but it's also challenging in terms of severe competition. It's a whole Europe, sometimes even the rest of the world, you are going to compete against with your proposals, which is the reason why your projects need to be really excellent and really polished before you submit them, because none of us probably want to write a project proposal with the idea that you won't win, for sure. Important thing that you need to be aware of is that these days the competition is so severe that sometimes to achieve even 98% out of 100 is not enough to be financed, because projects are so good that it's so difficult to be the best. But it doesn't say that it's impossible. I was fortunate enough that my very first project was financed by the European Commission, and it was an amazing opportunity where I learned so much. It wasn't that much about the topic of that project as such, but it gave me a lot in terms of understanding the system and learning about how to write projects, how to manage people, and how to navigate my thinking in this administrative kind of environment, how to optimize it, how to improve it, how to not get lost. And this is our objective. We would like to help you not to get lost in the world of projects. So the first topic for today, work programs and how to read them. What I'm going to do at the moment is to share with you a short PowerPoint presentation that is going to introduce you to the topic. And after that, I will open the web page and show you how to navigate yourself and what to do with those documents in order that you, within half an hour, know what is important for you and what you are going to sort of track further and see whether your first kind of feeling about the call and the topic of the call was right, and whether you can pursue the hunt, or whether you can go on with searching for more information in order to polish your idea and later write your project. So there we go with sharing the screen. I very wisely already moved to the second page. So I will directly start with this idea. Don't read everything at the very beginning, because honestly, there is a lot of information and you might start to feel overwhelmed or sometimes even trapped, because these documents very often or frequently use terms you don't understand that much, and it's really easy to get confused. So again, how to get ready really efficiently and not to feel like this, totally lost, is to start, of course, with me and my webinars, but also to start with work programs. Work programs consist texts of all calls for proposals that are going to be published in the next 2 years, when we talk, of course, about Horizon Europe. So it's very valuable information. For the year 2023, the information is more detailed most of the time, so you even get exact dates of expected opening of the call for proposals, the budgets, and so on. For the year 2024, logically, because the Commission doesn't know what kind of projects will be submitted, so they always keep themselves a bit of space to see and to adjust. So the calls for 2024 will be known as well, the topics are known as well, but you won't see that many details in terms of sometimes budget and dates and so on. So this is a kind of a small disadvantage for the information related to 2024, but still you will know topic. This slide shows you the logic of our sessions we plan to have. So first one is just right now, and I will show you how to navigate yourself as fast as possible in these documents, not to lose too much time reading something that is not relevant to you. The next session is going to focus on how to read the call. I know that you can read, but because reading means interpretation, and what I have seen, not only in my own brain, but also in the reactions of my clients and colleagues, when we read these complex documents related to projects, we tend to overlook words that seem to be, too abstract, too empty, and we think there is no meaning. But actually, there is a lot of meaning behind almost every single word related to call for proposal. It's the most condensed text you will ever get in relation to any kind of project. So in these texts, usually really every word matters. And sometimes it is not only word, but also numbers that tell you quite interesting story. So you have to observe almost anything that is available and make kind of logical conclusions. What does it mean? What does it mean in terms of competition? What kind of competition you can expect? And then also requirements related to projects that are going to be successful. So this is going to be topic number 2. And then I'm going to talk about the major inspirational resource that can help you in your direction towards an excellent proposal, of course, apart from your excellent ideas. So this introduction for the first 3 sessions we are going to share with you on YouTube. Well, so this is, ta-da, I could say, this is the famous page because of which we meet today. So here, European Commission has published all the draft work programs. You might notice that I use the word draft, but still it's almost end of 2022 and not much is going to change in these documents. So probably a couple of words, but I doubt that significant changes will be made. So you can already see these documents as more or less final version of what is going to be available. You can find these documents on the official webpage of European Union. As you might have already noticed, everything that is on European, published by European Commission uses this web page name, so ec.europa.eu, and there is this amazing part of it called funding and tender opportunities. So this is the amazing resource where you get this information plus, of course, all the information about open funding and tender opportunities. So you don't have to navigate yourself in any kind of complicated manner. Everything comes from this one resource. And I will show you later that even you don't have to copy this complicated link. It's just easy if you use Google and put europa.eu and add to it funding and tenders, and Google is going to navigate you directly to this web page. So this is what we are going to talk about today. And after I will introduce you to the basic logic of how to work with this, I will switch to talking about individual calls. So as you see, what is available generally are about 11 specific topics. But what is important is to notice that however the work program might be called health or climate, energy and mobility, quite frequently there are lots of different research areas covered by this work program. So what I suggest to most of you, even if you come from social sciences or if you come from natural sciences, just have a look across all the work programs, because you simply never know. Some of the calls might be focused on kind of multidisciplinary approach to solving a problem. So your discipline might be covered somewhere where you might not expect it. And how to do this in a really fast way so that you don't have to read documents, which are most of the times quite thick. So have a look, this is one of them, and it has almost 170 pages. So you really don't want to end up reading all of these materials. So what helps always is just to navigate yourself by using, surprisingly, table of contents. And why this table of contents is so valuable, it's wonderful because it already includes all the names, all the titles of individual calls. So just by reading these tables of contents, you can see the topics that are going to be covered by the calls of European Commission in the next 2 years. And then, just like you will see, by simply clicking on the information or on the page next to the call that you would be interested in, you can get a little bit more information. So there's no necessity to print it. Just later print only the pages that you are really interested in. You will save both your time and the planet and trees by not printing too much. So this is what we are going to talk about today. And yeah, as I said, why work programs? Always the text of the call for proposal is the most specific information you will get about project. And these are kind of booklets summarizing all these very, very focused texts. So the best resource to get an idea what is in store in Horizon Europe for me for the next 2 years. Obviously, this is the reason why they are important. So definitely don't overlook them. Don't wait for any kind of call being opened, because believe me, most of the people who are successful, they already read these documents, they analyze them, and they already start to prepare. So don't wait if you really want to be successful. Well, this is the topic for today, how to get the relevant information out of them. And as I said, the major tool is a table of contents. So actually, I did for myself a printable version of the summaries of all the tables of contents. And in total, it was about 100, well, 6 pages for every work program times about 10, so 60, 70 pages, which is acceptable. So you don't have to look at it online, or you can just print these documents. And if you want, and you don't want to do it yourself, you can always send an email and we could share with you this document that only includes the contents of the work programs. So, as I said, this is the topic for today's session, and I already mentioned what we are going to do in the next 2. Now comes the time that I would like to share with you the live version of these work programs, and just to show you how to navigate yourself. So this time I'm sharing a web page. And as you see, I'm already in funding and tender opportunities section of European official web pages. But as I said, you might start with Google, and so that you don't have to remember everything. What you can remember is this great idea, Europa.eu. That's a web page for the European Commission, and funding and tenders. So, as you see, the first link Google have found for me is exactly the one I'm heading towards. I'm not interested in maintenance. All the cookie preferences were already settled. And as you see, now it looks slightly different. So don't panic. Look at this one. The difference is that you need just to use different part of this main page. So how to participate? You select the reference documents. And again, it still doesn't look the way I was showing you. So the most important thing is, and I already did it before, you need to select the program. So you always select the Horizon Europe here. Where is my Horizon? Horizon Europe got lost? No, that's to be here or here. So there we have Horizon Europe. And you see that you got all the reference documents that are related to Horizon Europe. As I said, there is a lot of it. So you can have a legislation, you see grant agreements, simplifies the goals, all sorts of information, guidances. No, at this moment, forget about this and have a look at this section, work program and call documents. The most focused information that is available for you to help you to decide whether to go for Horizon Europe project or not. So as you see from the names of the work program, you can already estimate something. So it's up to you, and I really highly recommend you just open the document, like let's have a look, research infrastructures. It opens the PDF file. And the table of contents already tells you, okay, this one is something about developing, consolidating, and optimizing the European research infrastructures landscape, etc., etc. So I read further, some studies and so on, and you just think, is there something for me or not? Do I collaborate with some European research infrastructures or not? In case you don't, well, okay, probably this is not a program for me, but you just have a look at 6 or 7 pages and that's it. You don't have to do more. After 5-10 minutes, finished, ready. The next program, Marie Sklodowska-Curie, you might probably already heard this term, is focused on anything that's related to mobility and improvement of your research, both scientific and transferable skills. So again, 6 pages, and these pages list all the calls that will be open in the next few years. I will do a specific session just only on Marie Sklodowska-Curie reaction, so I'm not going to talk about this anymore. But what I would like to highlight is the program number 11, which is focused particularly on those countries that were not that highly participating in Horizon Europe so far, which includes Czech Republic. So this is something you definitely should have a look at. Even if you want to avoid the other work programs, just start with this one and have a look. What is amazing about this program is that there are a couple of calls which are quite flexible in terms of topics. And again, because this is such an important work program for the Czech Republic and researchers located in the Czech Republic, I will do a separate session introducing you just this work program, what was happening within the calls that were already published under the widening participation and strengthening of the European research area calls before. And I will just try to give you a little bit more inspiration of how you could work with this work program. So, as I said, just have a look at the table of content, and whenever you are interested in a little bit more details, like just have a look what can be this twinning. So most of the times the call will tell you a bit more. We can have a look, for example, culture, creativity, and whatever. So look at this. So the first call would be detecting, analyzing, and countering foreign information manipulation and interference. That tells you quite a lot what this call is about. While if I have a look on this first call, teaming for excellence or twinning, it is not that specific, but it tells you already this is about some kind of partnership. And because the program, the widening participation, is focused on those who are not yet participating enough in Horizon Europe. So probably there might be something like us, our university, might connect with someone else to improve our abilities to become more competitive in the next incoming calls. And probably, and this is not probable, this is quite truth, you will even get the money to prepare for preparing new projects, which is again amazing opportunity, particularly at the moment when structural funds are not that abundant anymore, and sooner or later we will run out of structural funds. So we really need to focus on other financial resources. So widening participation is going to be a separate topic in our sessions, but for today and for now, well, for now, I would like to finish my presentation because I just wanted to tell you what's the strategy. So once you will read these tables of contents, you will go further. Once you will kind of see which calls might be of an interest to you, you finally click on the page, or well, you can do it while you are checking it. But again, that depends on your priorities. I just always like to skim the calls and then go further because it's again some additional information. And you know, it's kind of priority because if you look at details directly once you identify the very first suitable call, you might get immersed into too many details. And we are at this stage in kind of strategic thinking. So you don't need too much details at the beginning. At this moment, you need to select calls that seem to be suitable to you. So what I recommend at this first stage, just look at a table of contents, select the suitable calls, and then go to this next step of clicking to the page and reading more information about the call, which is going to be the topic for our next session, how to do it and what to read from this information. So thank you for your attention for now, and see you hopefully in some other session. So I'm going to stop sharing now, and I will also stop the recording. So thank you very much for your attention. This is the very first video we make for our YouTube channel. So with high probability, there are going to be loads of mistakes, or we are not going to edit it, because if we will edit it, we will never publish it on time. And, you know, that's life. We are human beings, so we will make mistakes. But our main purpose is to help you and support you. And that's the reason why we thought we would risk even making fools of ourselves sometimes, but we hope it's worth it, and we really can bring some inspiration and help you to make it easier for you when you decide that you want to become a participant or even a coordinator of international projects. So see you later, and thank you for your attention.